Hello again, future Mark, old Mark here. This time you want to talk to yourself about what you think is going to be a good idea to take. The camp in the kitchen setup. It's really a compromise. It's a compromise for comfort on the bike, that it's not too much weight, but also giving me the ability to hopefully get some rest and recovery each day. So I'll start with the bottles. After the initial kind of shakeout ride earlier this year, I replaced the bottles. These have got some insulation in them, keeps them a little bit cooler. There in February it was pretty warm and my drinks got rather tepid, which was not very nice. They don't keep them ice cold, but they do a lot better, which is nice. The other bottle you're taking to tuck away is this one, which has the UV light on the top. That of course means I could scoop out of streams or rivers, wherever. I also have the bike set up so I could strap on another litre or a 2 litre bottle if I think I need more water and I buy it from a supermarket. I guess it makes sense, and I'm talking about that, to go to your kitchen. This is it all. You put it in a little bag just to keep the worst of the muck off. It's on the down tube. You'll see that with the video about bike setup. I'm going with the small gas canister just because it fits nicely in here. How long they'll last, I'm not sure, but it's fine. Whether I carry a second one, I'm not sure. Honestly, the appeal and the emotional comfort of coffee and a hot meal is just important. Important enough that I'm going to take this. This is the pot, which doubles as the bowl that I'll be eating from. I've got a little sponge for cleaning, soap for cleaning, a tea towel. So I can keep things clean. The gas cooker, lighter because it doesn't have an igniter. And there's a cup as well for the coffee. And that'll be what you're cooking and eating out of. So a pretty small, compact setup. Not much bigger really than just this. But gets you everything you need, and we will see how that plays out. I guess tent. I wanted a tent which has a small vestibule. Just so I can keep things in and out of the weather. This is pretty small, pretty light. I can sit in there and get changed, only just, which is rather nice. The vestibule is quite handy because I can be undercover, keep things out of the weather. Other than my bike, it's not that large. Double wall, does the job. I've mastered setting it up. It took me a while, but can do that now. I have a sleeping bag. It's not a particularly warm one, but I'm typically warm at night, so not worried. And a silk liner. The silk liner is supposed to add a bit of warmth, but more to the point for me, it's around. Knowing I'll be getting in pretty mucky most days, unless I've been swimming in a river. So that can then be washed a lot easier. It's not the stuff sack for the sleeping bag, but this is a dry bag. Matches it to the size of the tent, which means they can go together nicely and strap on the bike very, very easily. This is on the back. The intention here is have the other clothes and bits in there. This is my mattress. It's bigger and heavier than the one I'd previously been using, but I was getting holes in it. The one thing you don't like about this is it's got a pillow, and the pillow is a bit because it stays quite firm when the rest of the mattress is reasonably soft. So I think I'll have to master that as we go, but I don't want any holes in the mattress. And this rather small 2x1 meter ground sheet, useful for modesty type sheet if I want to get changed while swimming, or want to sit on something dry if the ground is wet, or to cover the bike overnight to keep the weather off it if there's bad weather. Emergency toilet roll. Yes. Now a little mechanic, I guess, kit in some ways. I've got some other tools already on the bike, just a small mini tool. Bit of degreaser, rag for the chain, lube, and of course one tube. One tube because you are running tubes. And then this goes on the handlebars as well. A micro towel, which is okay, a little bit small, but I've managed in the past, and obviously the smaller the better. A Leatherman, they say you need pliers. I was just going to take a pocket knife, but the pliers may be helpful. Toothbrush, toothpaste, head torch. The other key part of the cooking kit, of course, cutlery. And then a little bit of hand sanitizer and insulation tape, which, you know, straps things on, fixes bits and doesn't leave a gooey mess or is impossible to get off your bike without ripping all the paint off. And then some sunscreen, antiseptic cream and a little roll of plasters. What's missing at the moment, which I'm going to add, is painkillers, Nurofen type thing, and little alcohol steri wipes for if I am injured and need to sort myself out. The knife on the Leatherman will just cut that to size. So that is what you think you need to be comfortable, future Mark. And I guess you'll make yourself another video or look back at this and comment on how either right or wrong it was. Perhaps even you'll send something home or stop in at home and pick up something else. It doesn't feel like there's anything missing, but you've never spent 27 days on a bike. You've only ever done the one night, so big change here. Anyway, watch for the next video of how you're packing it. That's probably going to be the one that might be most wrong. Although I've done a couple of rides, everything feels to sit nicely. We'll see then. See you in the future, Mark.